All right, what's up, everybody? Peter Gilmore here. We are live. Sorry about the little bit of delay in the video. I should have started like 20 minutes ago, but I've been feeling like crap basically all day today. Not a good day for Mr. Gilmore, so. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But feeling a little bit better, minus a stomach ache and some chills and shakes and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to make this little bit of a little I can't think of the word. I'm going to try to get this out quickly for you guys, so because I'm thinking about going to bed a little bit early because I got to work tomorrow. Then I got to get ready for Thanksgiving, and I'm off the next 4 days. So it is what it is, but we're going to get there, and hopefully I can get through this without any problems. But I'm like really tired right now. I'm like, I'm not looking good. I'm not ready to freaking call it a night, and I don't know. I've taken so many pills right now. I feel like I'm going to throw up. But I'm going to get through it because I love my subscribers. I love my fans. So it is what it is. But anyway, what's up, everybody? Peter Gilmore here once again for another video right here on the Peter fucking Gilmore channel, youtube.com/Peter Gilmore. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video. Hit that subscribe button in my pants down in the description box below on this channel and my other channels as well. Show me your love and support. And don't forget to like the video. Stick that thumb straight up everybody's wahoo. Especially those trolls, because they have no fucking lives and they need to get their faces smacked open a little bit. But it is what it is. But in any case, like the video and share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram if you dare. If not, get the fuck off. And stop jerking off to me so much. Just remember to wipe your hands. But anyway, follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And share the video, like I said, all over the internet. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Basically, treat it like it's these trolls. Slap them around a little bit, like because they're your bitch. And everything. Smack these motherfuckers around. And that's all I gotta say about that. And we'll move on from there. Alright. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm a little bit tired, so bear with me for the video, so I apologize for that. Anyway, hopefully you had a great day. Like I said, I didn't have a humongously great day, but I got through the day the way I could, and got through NXT, even though I was a little bit sick through NXT, and watching NXT and kind of fell asleep through most of it, but still, we got that, so here we are right now. But in any event, on this late Tuesday night, and you know what that means, no 2 for Tuesdays today, maybe next week, but we'll see what happens with that. But on your late Tuesday night, November the 22nd, 2022, excuse me, or if you're watching on the replay, it is now November the 23rd, 2022. It is Thanksgiving Eve for some of you in a different part of the world. And hopefully, for some of you, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. And if not, well, fuck you. That's all I gotta say about that. You don't have a great Thanksgiving? Well, too bad. Choke on a turkey leg. I don't give a shit. Eat a whole ton of turkey and then poop it all out. What do you want me to do? And that's all I gotta say about that. All right, so on this late Tuesday night, it is time for your late night NXT review for November the 22nd, 2022, the Thanksgiving Day show for NXT. And we got one more show to go before Thanksgiving hits. That is Thanksgiving Smash, or Black Friday 1 for AEW Dynamite tomorrow night from Chicago, Illinois. It should be one hell of a show. We got match number 2 in the Best of 7 series, which was announced after Full Gear, between Death Triangle, the Trios champions, who won at Full Gear. So they're up one match to none. So match number 2 will be tomorrow night in Chicago against the elite of Kenny by God Omega and the Young Bucks, the Wayward Sons. I can't wait for that. It's going to be a big-time series. I think it's going to go all 7 matches. The 7th match will be in January I believe it's in LA, or around the California area. So we should get some great matches every freaking week until somebody either wins or it goes all 7. But we're going to get one next week on the program and go all the way through the end of the year for New Year's Smash and all that other good shit. But there will not be a match on January the 4th because Kenny is going to be in Japan. The Bucks might be in Japan. And really there won't be no 7th match, which would have been the 7th match. So they're going to scale that back to January the 11th in California. But we'll see what happens when we get there. I think the Bucks will win match number 2 and then probably alternate, or maybe the Bucks go up a match. Like they go up 2 matches to 1, 3 matches to 1, and then Death Triangle comes back in the next 2 matches, and then it's all for nothing in January. But that should be some good shit. We're going to hear from the new AEW Women's Champion, Jamie Hayter, about her reign. We're going to hear from MJF, the new AEW Heavyweight Champion. We might hear from Paige or Saraya and all that good shit. But tomorrow, going to be a good match. We got Chris Jericho defending against Tomohiro Ishii for the Ring of Jericho Championship. I cannot wait for that. And also for the All-Atlantic title, we got my good friend Orange Cassidy taking on Jake Hager. Weed! The people. So that should be a pretty damn good Dynamite tomorrow from Chicago, Illinois. And no, CM Punk will not be there. That's all I gotta say about that. But let's get to tonight. Let's get to tonight, and then we'll worry about tomorrow, and then we worry about Thanksgiving and feeding our fat faces. Well, some of us will feed our fat faces, but because some of you are fat. Not me. The only thing fat on me is my dick. You can ask Rosa, and you can ask your mom, and ask your grandma, and your girlfriends, and everybody else. Because it's a proven fact. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. Alright, so let's get into NXT. Let's not waste any more time because kind of want to hit the bed and go to sleep. That's it. Alright, so tonight NXT show was kind of not that good. We had the main event of Wesley and Carmelo Hayes, and when Melo shoots, he don't miss, but tonight, he kind of missed. Cook Williams was at ringside, and so that was the main event. We had the debut of Scripps, whoever this maniacal, crazy person is. Says that we're too fast for him, and then and it wasn't really a great debut for Scripps. But we did see a return of an old favorite near the end of the show, and that's pretty much it. And I'll get to that guy in a minute. Alright, so we start off the show, and we are, as always, live from the Capitol Wrestling Center at Nickelodeon Studios in Orlando, Florida. And our commentary team, as always, we have the man with the creepy sweater, Vic Joseph, and Booker T, sucker! He going for you! But it is what it is. So Booker T and Vic Joseph at ringside. Let me move on from there. Alright, we're a couple weeks away from our new pay-per-view called NXT Deadline, where we're going to have, for the first time ever, a men's and women's Iron Survivor match, and the participants will be named next week on the program by the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. But he didn't need you, Eddie. He needs Jannetty to pick these people, I guess. I don't know, but in any event, we move on from that. So we got that coming up next week. But after the opening recap, we start off with some hotness. And I mean hot pieces of ash, if you know what I mean. We had Toxic Attraction, Gigi Dolan, Jacy Jayne, and the beautiful, sexy, the things I do to her, NXT Women's Champion Mandy Rose. They all come out looking sexy. They slide in my DMs all the time. But I digress. So anyway, they get in the ring. Mandy brags about keeping the women's title last week. Yeah, with help from Isla Dawn. Saying, another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Basically, like the trolls, every time they try to face me, another one bites the dust. But I digress on that. But anyway, so Mandy's like, now NXT has set up this Iron Survivor Challenge to find a new #1 contender for my belt, and I'm going to be watching closely to see who wins that. Probably Roxy. But anyway, Mandy brags about toxic success. You know, Casey and Gigi, you know, they're complaining like, you know, we've been overlooked. We want to get our tag team titles back for the 3rd time. Blah, blah. And then speaking of the champs, Kayden Carter and Casey Catanzaro, they come out. Kayden mocks the idea of Mandy doing everything and suggests that Casey and Gigi will bail as soon as Mandy loses the belt. Possibly could happen. I don't think it will, but so she's trying to throw a wedge into Toxic Attraction and failing miserably. Anyway, so then we get a big, humongous brawl that happens with the tag team champions and Gigi and Casey. Mandy comes in. I'm like, where's the 3rd woman? I thought we were going to get a 6-person tag. But that's not going to happen. We do get it next week, but I'll have to see who the partner might be. Probably be Alba Fire. But it is what it is, and that's it. Alright, so I gave that first segment 3 out of 5 stars. And that's it. Alright, then we go to a segment from earlier in the day where we see Wesley arriving in the dreaded parking lot. Earlier today. So he arrives, and then we see a car pull up next to him, and inside the car is, hey, my cousin, hey, Paisan, get in here, my Paisan, hey, how you doing, Paisan? How you doing, Paisan? My guy, Paisan, Tony D'Angelo, he gets you a chicken parmesan hero for $2. Paisan, hey. You got a guy? I got a guy. But your guy sucks. My guy is Tony D'Angelo, he's my cousin. Love that guy. That's a great guy. I like that, but you know what I mean. But anyway, Tony D'Angelo and Stacks, Lorenzo Stacks, or, you know, Stacks, they're in the car, and Tony D suggests revenge over Wesley hurting him a couple weeks ago, but Wesley says Tony D knows where to find him. Foreshadowing? Possibly. We'll see what happens with that. So I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go, I guess this is in the back. We have our good friend, the Aussie himself. I did it. Grayson Waller. I did it. For Bob Saget. But anyway, Grayson Waller comes up to Duke Hudson, part of Kiss You. And basically tells him he isn't the flag-waving rah-rah guy anymore. Oh, he's like, you're not a flag bearer anymore, or some shit like that. Blah, 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 blah. So Duke says he is because he's a dedicated student. He's all about getting good grades. Kind of reminds me of that movie, How High. Me and Jamal, we're all here about getting good grades. Dean Cain, sir. Yes, sir, Dean Cain, sir. Did you just call me a hoe? I meant that in a good way. That movie is so good. With Method Man and Redman. And it was shot at my alma mater, Brooklyn College. I wasn't there for it, but But it is what it is. Great movie. Great movie. That's what I say about that. You East Coast, me for East Coast. We're gonna run a train on you. I'll work with you, baby. I bet. Some of you people out there, you need to get a train run on you. Not, I mean, a real train, but I mean a hoe train. See how long you last with those hoes. You ain't gonna last long with your tiny cock. I don't care if you do have the blue chew. If it was me, I'll be on all night long. Give me those hoes. Got boats and hoes. Got different hoes in area codes. Ah, man. Big ups my man, Nate Dogg. Nate Dogg should have, great rapper, died too soon. That's that. Anyway, we move on from there. Alright, so after that, I thought it was going to be a match with Grayson Waller and Duke Hudson, but obviously not. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then we go inside the Capitol Wrestling Center for our first match of the night. We have women's action. We had a few women's matches on this show. So we start off with Cora Jade because it's the new generation of Jade. And she takes on the woman who wrestles in her underwear, well, her pajamas, and that's Wendy Choo-Choo! So anyway, match was alright, nothing great, kind of a stupid finish. Lasted way too long. So also with Wendy taking her down by the arm, and then Jade has to beg afterwards, no, stop it! Then Cora sends Wendy throat first into the ropes. Ew, ow. Hits a running elbow to the back and takes over. They get back up. Wendy hits a running boot in the corner. Stop stealing my move, you bitch. She goes for the sleeping elbow and missed because she fell asleep. Anyway, Wendy avoids a springboard stomp, sends Cora Jade outside as we go to break. We come back. Wendy Choo-Choo hits a flipping forearm in the corner for a near fall. So Jade's all pissed off. She's like, damn, I can't beat this bitch. So she goes in the corner, tries to grab her stick. Not that kind of stick, but you know what I mean. She grabs her kendo stick, and a referee, takes it from her. And Wendy takes it from her anyway. So referee's like, no, put that down. So Wendy's like, okay. She puts it down, and then, she throws it down, and the referee has to get it out of the ring, which allowed Cora Jade to go to the other side of the ring to grab Wendy's soda or coffee or whatever was in it, throws it right in her face. Then she hits a double arm DDT, Cactus Jack style, bang! And she gets the win in 9 minutes. And I'm looking at the referee, I'm like, referee, do something? You don't see that somebody had an accident in the ring? There was no DQ there? I'm like, what happened here? Anyway, stupid referee. But anyway, Cora Jade gets the win over Wendy Choo-Choo. And that's pretty much it. So I gave the match 2.25 out of 5 stars. After the match, Wendy Choo-Choo is crying like a little bitch, and one of her eyelashes got stuck right to her eye. People thought it was a marker. People thought it was a legit black eye. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like, no, that's her. Her freaking fake eyelash came off. Somebody get that woman some extra strength super glue. But I digress on that, and we move on from there. And that's it. All right. After that, we go to a video, or creepy video for Apollo Crews. And he's at a diner, probably a waffle place or something. And, he's with his book. He's reading from his book. What we saw him the first time. We saw him with, writing in his book of visions or something like that. He says he's all ready for Braun Breaker and the NXT title at Deadline. And he has had all kinds of title matches, but this is the one that he wakes up thinking about. But this time, his vision is holding the NXT title. We see him holding the title. Yeah! So we'll see what happens with that on December the 10th. But that match is now official, minus the men's and women's Iron Survivor match. So that's match number 3, which has been announced. And that's pretty much it. So at Deadline for the NXT title, Bron Breakker versus Apollo Crews. I hope Apollo wins, but I doubt it. And we'll see what happens with that. All right, after that, and I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. All right, then we go to the back with Mackenzie Mitchell and her guest, the lovely accountant, Kiana James, although it's known as Tracy Brooks. So Kiana James is all ready to get revenge on Ivy Nile, and they bring up the stuff with Fallon, don't call me, Don Henley, about the business deal that didn't go through at the bar. She said that it was just a misunderstanding, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Stupidity. And then she leaves. So she leaves, and then Javier Bornal, this stupid jobber, comes in, and he has this big list that he got from like the old school computer, circa 1985, and he thinks he's Chris Jericho, circa 1997-98. He's reading the 1001 Moves of Jericho, but this time he has 1,347 names of people he wants to challenge. So he has Mackenzie Mitchell freaking read down the list. She goes with Axiom, who's still hurt. Number 14 is that idiot who owns Twitter, Elon Musk. Oh, by the way, isn't Twitter supposed to be closing down pretty soon? Not that I give two shits. I mean, I lose 16,000 followers, but real followers, by the way. But in any event, Bernal wants to number 14 is Elon Musk because Bernal isn't paying $8 for a check mark. I don't think anybody is. And then McKinney's like, well, how many followers do you have? And Bernal's like, 2,000 million. Maybe 2,000 there, dude. Next up on the list is Drake. And then, not Drake Maverick, Drake the rapper on the list. Plus some unnamed wrestler who is retired. I have no idea who that is. Probably The Undertaker. Anyway. And then Mackenzie's like, this list is stupid. You think? And then Bernal's like, well, if you don't lighten up, you can be on this list of people that I fight. And I'm like, can we get to our next segment? This is boring. So I gave this 2 out of 5 stars, and I could care less about Javier Bernal. I hope he gets released. Just a weird piece of crap on NXT level up that nobody cares about. Get this guy out of here. It is what it is, and that's it. Alright, after that we go to Chase U, where Mr. Chase is with one of his students, giving him a teachable moment, probably. And then Duke Hudson comes in, Dia Hale's in there, kind of figuring out what to do. Duke Hudson says, "Hey, I got ourselves a tag team title match," and Chase U's like, "Oh, that's great! That is great! You did something finally!" And then the Yes Boys. Ooh, the Yes Boys. Side plate. So Pretty Deadly come in, and they wonder when Duke Hudson is going to be his usual self, playing poker. Then a big, humongous fight breaks out, and Duke holds his own against both of them until the referees have to break it up. So later on, we got a tag title match with Andre Chase and Duke Hudson taking on the Yes Boys, and you know they're going to lose. But I digress. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars, and we move on from there. Alright, after that, we get to our next match, another women's match. We have Ivy Nile and Kiana James. Tatum Paxley's there at ringside with her friend Ivy Nile, not with the face mask this time. Anyway, the match was alright, nothing great. Starts with Kiana grabbing a headlock to start before muscling up Ivy, I like that, for an over-the-shoulder backbreaker. Then a drop to the knees makes it even worse for Ivy. And a bell-to-back suplex gives Kiana a near fall. To get back up, Ivy cranks on the arm before firing off some kicks. Then a running Hurricanrana drops Kiana to the floor, where Fallon Henley pops in and prevents her from escaping. So that feud is continuing on. That stupid feud. Anyway, they go back in, and Ivy locks in the Diamond Chain Lock, whatever that is, and finishes off Kiana at a little over 4.5 minutes. I personally did not give two shits about this match, and I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. Sorry, I didn't give 4. I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. I meant the match went 4.5 minutes, so my bad. Imagine this match being 4.5. Anyway. Alright, so we got that. After the match, the Creed brothers come in, Julius and Brutus. They come in with Ivy, and they brag about Ivy's win before talking about Indus Sher, Veer and Sangha, who both still haven't come yet. Isn't making their name off the two of them. And then they make a challenge for Deadline. And then that'll be it. So that's our 4th match announced for the pay-per-view. Though we don't know if it's actually for Deadline. You just say, they're ready to fight them anytime. Which could be next week, or it could be the week after that. Who knows? Who cares? But we'll see what happens with that. Alright, after that, speaking of Isla Dawn, we get a little video about her. And she brags about what she did to Alba Fire last week. And she reveals she has been behind some of the recent tech glitches. And you thought it was scripts. No. So she and Alba Fire will have so much fun together, like they did in NXT UK. And we'll see what happens with that. That's it. Alright, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then I went a little bit further in my notes. We talked about Duke Hudson going on to Andre Chase and said that he got into a fight with Pretty Deadly, but then he got a tag team title match out of it, which surprised everybody, even that student who starts, he tells the student, like, get the fuck out of here! What are you still doing here? It's time to prepare! Get out of here, asshole! Anyway, so we got that. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's it. Alright, then after that, we got the debut of Scripps. Who comes out, very weird freaking entrance. And he comes out and he does a big flippy-dippity-doo. And upon further inspection, it's Reggie, or Reginald, from the Sommelier with Carmella. So yeah, so Reggie is back in the WWE, now in NXT, with a stupid-looking Serpentico-like freaking mask. He looks ridiculous. I'm like, so this is the whole thing that we're talking about, where the guy's outside painting things red and shit. I'm like, Reggie? Reggie. It's Reggie, really. What could it be, T-Bar? So anyway, so Reggie takes on Guru Raj of NXT Level Up. Basically, this match lasted almost a minute and a half. Good. Thank God for that shit. Scripps does a whole bunch of flips, hammers away, sets up a Molly Go Round, 1, 2, 3. Same fucking moves he hit on the main roster when he won the 24/7 title a couple times, and nobody gives two shits. And I personally don't care about this character that Reggie's portraying. I don't care. Scripps can go back to the fucking drawing board. It's garbage. And that's pretty much it. So he wins. Match I gave 1 out of 5 stars. So I was about to give it a dud because it was just pointless. Anyway, afterwards, Reggie Scripps leaves a card with his name on Raj's chest. Nobody gives a shit. And that's it. Alright, after that, we kind of get to a little bit more better stuff. Alright, so we have Schism for a Thanksgiving chat. So we had Joe Gacy, the grizzled young veterans Fowler and Lee, and the beautiful Ava Raine, Simone Johnson there. So they're all sitting in a chair at a table, and that might be used. Even though there's a chair missing, so they might be adding a new member. We'll see. Who? I don't know. So Gacy says it is their duty to reinforce the idea of having something to be thankful for. And then Ava Ray talks about how families are torn apart by Thanksgiving. Blood relatives can be counted on. Ooh, that's a little dig at the bloodline. Oh boy. But schism certainly can be. And then she goes to the outside, looks in the crowd, pulls out a fan. As we hear about Thanksgiving has lost its intent. So Ava Raine grabs this fan out of the crowd, lets him sit in the empty chair. Lucky to be you, huh? Gacy talks about how their table is bare, so new traditions can be forged. Then they sacrifice this poor schmuck fan, even though it was a guy from the Performance Center. They hit a release rock bottom through the table. And then Schism puts on their mask and then go, ooh, put them to number 2. And that's pretty much it. So like a thug group. But not feeling it. I'm not feeling them. But that's what it is. Alright, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. And we move on. Alright, then we go to the back where we had Trick Williams with Mackenzie Mitchell. He says Carmelo Hayes is ready for Wesley for the North American title. Wesley comes in and says that means Trick doesn't need to be out there for the match, so he kind of plays a little bit of mind games. Trick eventually agrees to it, even if he doesn't seem to do it on purpose. Oops. So, yeah, you're not coming out to the ring with your boy there, sir. And that's pretty much it. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, after that, we get an interesting video about Braun Breaker going on a fishing trip, or he's on a boat fishing. He's in his happy place. He says he's ready for Apollo, but needs to get away at times. Yeah, why don't you just go out with Cora Jade? Just saying. He says these little personal pieces can go a long way for anyone, including him. So, you know, I kind of like how these like little vignettes, they show like the softer side of these superstars. Not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It is what it is. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. And we'll move on from there. So nothing great, nothing big. Whatever. What do you want to do? That's that. Alright, then we go back inside the Capitol Wrestling Center with another Boarfest of a match. We had Sol Ruka, the surfer girl, takes on the maniacal Zoe Stark 666. This match was nothing to write home about, and it lasted an RVD time of 4:20. So grab your bong or grab your weed, and it's smoking time again. It is what it is. Pretty much, Sol put in a couple moves, but in the end, Zoe hits the running knee to face 1, 2, 3. She has to win in just on 4:20. So there you go. So the match I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. That's that. Afterwards, Zoe wanted to do more damage, and then Tequila Leon's, those thighs of doom. She comes in looking hot and clears the ring of Zoe Stark. And we'll see what happens with that. And we move on. And then after that, we go to the parking lot, the dreaded parking lot. We have the two jobbers, Idris Enofe and Malik Blade. They're talking to Von Wagner and Robbie E. And they're talking about, they're like, hey, we want to dance with you. You want to dance with us. We got a bevy of women somewhere with the big O. Odyssey Jones and blah, blah, blah. Who's like further down in the parking lot. And then Von's like, yeah, I'll dance with you guys. I'll dance with you. Then he starts beating these jobbers up. He takes, I think it was Idris Enofe's sweater that was his grandfather's and ripped it apart. Sorry. And then he leaves, and then Odyssey Jones comes in for the save. And then that's pretty much it. So this segment, I didn't give 2 flying fucks. So I give it 2 out of 5 stars. That's it. Everyone. Alright, then we get another vignette, this time of Charlie Dempsey. That's Regal! Regal! Get in here, Sunshine! Talk about your son! Oh, my son is a great man, Sunshine. Does he say War Games? I don't know. We have to ask him. Well, next time you ask him, you say, War Games! Because War Games is coming up on Sunday there, Mr. Eagle. I know, Sunshine. War Games! There you go. Alright, so we got that. We see him trains old school like Billy Robinson and Carl Gotch. Those are two legends, ladies and gentlemen. Two legends. And we see some of the clips of the legends, Billy Robinson and Carl Gotch. That's pretty nice. Pretty nice. So you get a history lesson. There will be a test after. But we shall see what happens with that. So I really hope they actually do something with, Mr. Eagle's son. But we'll see what happens. All right, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. All right, then we go for the tag team titles. We had Andre Chase and Duke Hudson with Thea Hale at ringside. They take on the Yes Boys of Kip Wilson and what's the other guy's name? I can't think of the other guy's name. Wilson and I'll think of his name. I'll think of his name later. I know it's Kip Wilson. Oh, Elton Prince and Kip Wilson. How could I forget that? All right. So it's also with Wilson running over Mr. Chase to start, but Mr. Chase comes back with a crawl through the legs into a cartwheel. Then he takes both the Yes Boys down on his own before Duke Hudson comes in to help him do the same. We come back with Kip Wilson keeping Andre Chase in the corner. So tag team wrestling 1-on-1. And then Duke Hudson gets lured to the floor. He accidentally runs Thea Hale over. But gets the hot tag a little bit later. And then all 4 men in the ring. Hudson loads up the Fratliner. Not the Flatliner. The Fratliner. That doesn't work. And Hudson then accidentally kicks his teacher in the face. Oh, that's going to cause a lot of problems. You are suspended. You are going to have detention. So he kicks him in the face, and then Yes Boys throw him to the floor, and then they hit spilled milk on Andre Chase. 1, 2, 3. They retain the tag team titles. Ooh. That's all I can say about that. So it was a pretty decent match. I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. That's that. All right, then we get a TikTok video from some live event where we see Indy Hartwell and Roxy get into an argument as Elektra Lopez was filming everything. Interesting. Let's see what happens with that. So I think they have a match next week. So there you go. All right, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then we see the women's champs again, Kayden Carter and Casey Catanzaro. They recruit Nikita Lyons, who somehow changed her clothes. So I guess it's taped next week. I don't know. I don't know what happened with that, but okay. So they go after Toxic Attraction. That's your 6-woman tag team match next week. Kayden Carter, Casey Catanzaro, and Nikita Lyons against the entire Toxic Attraction, Mandy, Gigi, and Casey. And we'll see what happens with that. Also next week, like I said, Shawn Michaels will be on the show to reveal everyone in both the men's and women's Iron Survival match. So I think there's 5 men and 5 women, and it's basically a King of the Mountain match without the ladder. And it's a 25-minute match. So most pinfalls gets the number 1 contendership, and they face the champion, whoever that might be, at whatever show it is on. And that's pretty much it. So it should be some interesting people in there. I would definitely put Grayson Waller in there, maybe Duke Hudson, maybe Von Wagner, big guys like Carmelo Hayes, maybe. I mean, we'll see what happens with that. Definitely should put Tony D'Angelo in there, but here's what. All right, then we go to your main event of the evening for the North American title rematch from, I believe, Halloween Havoc. So we have the champ Wes Lee taking on Carmelo Hayes. And Wes Lee has to jump over like a rock during his entrance. It looked like he came out of a volcano. It was like, what the fuck is this? Anyway, no Trick Williams at ringside just yet. So we start off with a lockup. Hayes gets the better of that, which earns him a tackle and some right hands to face. And then Wesley hammers him out to the floor. They go back in, and Lee misses a basement dropkick, but somehow moves and avoids a springboard dive by Carmelo. Then we get stereo kicks to face to put both men down as we go to break. And then we come back. Wesley fights out of a 1905 chinlock, but gets caught with a springboard spinning clothesline. But Lee fights back, sends Mello into the corner for a running forearm smash. But as always, Carmelo comes back with something that looks like La Mystica, whatever that is, for a near fall. Goes for nothing but net and missed, and he rolled through. And Hayes kind of hits like a Meteora, Sasha Banks, and goes for the cover, and Carmelo kicked out barely at 2.5. And then Trick Williams comes out for a distraction, but Wesley hits him with a running flippy dippity doo. And to go back in, Wesley hits a backflip kick to the head, which kind of looked weird, but still was inventive. Hayes, so he hits the kick, which sets up a Michinoku driver. Who knew that would get the win? And he hits that 1, 2, 3, and Wesley retains the title in just under 13 minutes. Match itself was okay, could have been a little bit better, but I gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. Alright, then we see Wesley celebrating. Then we looked at the Tron. It says, and still North American champion Wesley. And then we see like a cage thing open and close. And Wesley's like, what the fuck's going on? I'm thinking like Scripps is doing, or Isla Dawn is doing something with the Tron again, right? So he's looking, and then from out of nowhere, Dominic Dijakovic, or Dijak is his name now, Dijak, comes in, and he picks up Wesley, hits Feast Your Eyes, and knocks Wesley silly, and that ends the show. And that's pretty much it. So Dominic Dijakovic, or Dijak, T-Bar, whatever you want to call him, is now back in NXT. I like it, and I think he has something to say about that North American title. I think he's going to get it, probably at Deadline, or he might be in that Iron Survivor match, but we'll see what happens with that. All right, everybody, that's it for now. Thank you all for watching. Whoever did watch, thank you for the free views, assholes. And that's all I got to say about that. So my final rating for NXT tonight wasn't really that great, but I'm going to give it a right down the middle, daddy, like Bill Alfonso says, 5.5 out of 10 stars. But let me know what you guys thought of the show in a comment or a video reply if you wish, or leave a comment. Do whatever the fuck you want. I could care less. And that's it. Don't forget to smash that like button to death. And share the video all over the place. Stick that thumb up the wazoo. Subscribe to my channels. Show them all your love and support. And follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Like I said, share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap that bell and turn on all notifications so you don't miss a goddamn thing. And that's pretty much it. Alright, everybody. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to go take a number 2 because I have to, because I got to go. When you got to go, you got to go, and I got to go really bad. I know you didn't need to hear that, but I got to go. So, thank you all for watching. I'm Peter Gomez signing out. Peace out, rock on, and rock hard with your cock out. And if you're not down with that, you people that think that you can scare me and scare everybody on YouTube, but you can't, unless you're a bunch of flapping vaginas. Pretty soon, you know, those flapping vaginas of yours, smacking them around a little bit. But, well, Thanksgiving's coming. Don't eat too much. You might have to choke on your turkey leg. But it is what it is. So, that's all I gotta say about that. If you're not down with that, the Armada and the Prophecy, the greatest things since sliced bread, we got 3 words for you. Fuck you, bitches. Well, that's fuck you, man, and fuck you, bitches. So we got, it's the same thing. Whatever it is. But anyway, fuck you, man. Until next time, I'm Peter Gilmore signing off. Peace. Ha!